All right, everyone, welcome back into another episode of the Boulevard. We are here for Week 6 college football. Another really good week of bets. Yeah, how's everybody doing tonight?
Very, very tired. Was at the Dodgers game last night. Did not sleep that much at all. I knocked out as soon as I got back from work, and I just woke up maybe 10 minutes ago. But I'm ready to go. And not the best schedule this week. I know we talked about it in our group chat. So if you guys have anything you guys need to get out of the way this weekend, I would recommend doing it Saturday because you're not going to be missing much.
Yeah.
But overall, it's still a card. It's still, a full slate of games. There's numbers out there. There's lines, and there's money to be made, and see if we can keep it going. But yeah, on paper, not the strongest slate this weekend.
Yeah, good to have you back, Big T. Hope you've been doing good, bud.
Yeah, no, it's good to be back. So I apologize for being gone.
You good. Work happens, man.
Work stuff to take care of, so.
You're good, man. Well, we hit another dog last week. Virginia Cavaliers, baby. The Who's get it done.
They sure did.
That was a hell of a game.
Yeah. So we hit a dog in Virginia. 12. We went 3-0-1 on our best bets. 12-4 on the year, up 4.5 units. My boy Jose's on a heater. He's a record of 30-11 on the year. I'm sitting at 42-21 on the year. So we're having a good year so far. But yeah, I mean, we got some reactions, some news to get into real quick, and then we'll break some games down. Just some quick news that I was going to bring up to you guys. I don't know if you know about some of these, but Mekhi Hughes is going to redshirt for Oregon. Lack of playing time, so he has requested a redshirt. Dan Lanning is obviously going to give it to him. But he is redshirted the rest of the year for Oregon. Also, West Virginia's starting quarterback, has requested a redshirt as well. So it looks like he will be sitting out the rest of the year. It's just kind of that time of the year where you're going to start seeing it, right? Some boys are pissed off for playing time, and they're going to redshirt and save themselves the rest of the year and move on. So, I have heard on some of the message boards that Hugh Freeze is out at Auburn. We'll kind of have to just see how that plays, but the rumor is he will not be coaching after the bye week. So it's the main thing they're working is the buyout, but we'll just kind of have to see. And on top of that, another rumor, and this one, the Hugh Freeze, I believe it's going to happen. But there is a strong rumor that Mateer is going to play against Texas next week. So, well, that's another one everyone's going to kind of have to keep their eyes open for, and see how that goes. So, but yeah, any news or anything you guys have or reactions to anything so far?
Going back to the transfer thing real quick, I think last year it was UNLV's quarterback Matthew Sluka. You guys remember? He was the kind of the guy who started this all by not playing 4 games and then not playing at all. But his was for different reasons, for NIL purposes. But I think you're going to see this a lot more now going forward. After the 4th game of the season, you'll see a lot of players, a lot of teams have to deal with roster control because some guys are going to want to transfer and keep that red shirt. For Mekhi Hughes' case, I would say he's probably one of the more disappointing transfers in the country. When he transferred from Tulane, he was like a prize recruit. I thought he was really, really good at Tulane. And to not even sniff, like he wasn't getting any work at the Oregon backfield. Now, to be fair, the backs they had looked really, really good. De'Aaron Hill this past weekend looked really good. But he was one of the more disappointing transfers that I could think of in the last couple of years. So yeah, we'll see where these guys end up. But again, going forward, after the 4th game of the season, you guys might want to pay attention to these rosters because a lot of these guys are going to want to leave.
And I will bring it up too really quickly about the Mekhi Hughes transfer is he did not, or the red shirt, he did not say he was going to transfer. He just said he was going to red shirt for playing time. I would assume he's going to transfer, but he could just be saving that extra eligibility for Oregon, I guess. We'll just kind of have to see.
Do you think it's because the running back room is loaded or because he's not good enough?
I think it's loaded.
I think
just
it's
think
loaded.
it's loaded.
Yeah, like that room is
And
no
there's just
joke.
simply
Dude.
not enough to go around. And the fact, and like you said, he may request a transfer, but, just from the outside looking in as it sits right now, it's more of a, like, hey, I know I'm not going to get much this year because, like, it's loaded. So it's kind of, I don't know if he's waiting his turn or if he's going to test the water somewhere else. But I was curious. When I saw that earlier, I didn't know. I just got to thinking, it's like, maybe it's just that room is loaded.
Yeah, that's what I assume it was.
Maybe Dan Lane scared the shit out of him too because he's on cocaine.
Yeah. What was up with that?
That man's psycho.
I mean, no, I was hyped too. I mean, we had Oregon in that game, but like that was another level. I've seen that before. Trust me, that is not a sober look.
That boy is on something.
Yeah, it was nice.
But anyways, Jose, you have to remind me. Did we bring up the Mike Gundy firing last week? Correct, we did.
I believe we did.
Yeah,
we just touched on it briefly.
I'll bring Tyler in here real quick. Something we kind of expected. You don't have to talk on it too long here, but old Sammy P's gone.
Yes,
from Arkansas. What's the reaction over there in Arkansas? Happy?
Yeah, pretty happy.
Yeah. Any rumors?
There's a lot of rumors, but I think they're just solely rumors, and I think it's just delusional fan base wishing it was some of the names that are coming up. It's more of a wishing well type deal than a reality.
Yeah.
In my eyes, what the names I hear the most are Rhett Lashley, John Gruden.
If I was an Arkansas fan, I would not want John Gruden. I'm sorry, but
Dabo, his name gets tossed around a lot. For whatever reason, Nick Saban's name's getting tossed around a lot, and
Nick's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
He's not going back. He might come back, but definitely not to Arkansas.
No, and that if he was going to come back, well, he would have never left to begin with. I mean, where he was at, there's no reason for him to go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's fair.
So if he hung it up, then he hung it up.
Yeah.
And I don't know
he's having too much fun on College Game Day.
And a lot of people are really like the number one name that comes up a lot is Rhett Lashley, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, I guess, but why would he if I was him? He's got just as much money, if not more money, than Arkansas has. Yeah. He's got a lot better chance of winning the ACC than Arkansas does in the SEC. And he's got a lot better chance of, playoff runs and everything that in the conference situation he's in than he would if he came to Arkansas. So
Arkansas, it seems they put all their money, and I'm not saying this because I'm a basketball guy, but it seems like they've really transitioned to putting all their money into basketball. And and I mean the football program's kind of feeding off scraps here almost.
It is, and there's a lot of rumors, and I don't know if it's just the Hill talking or what, but it's a lot of rumors of like the big corporate names up there like Tyson and Walmart and JB Hunt. Like people are saying that they weren't going to give very much money. They were kind of giving the bare minimum until Sam was gone, and then they would have an influence on getting somebody else in there and getting more money in there. Kind of like the basketball situation with Calipari, Tyson was almost mainly responsible for that happening. So, I didn't expect Calipari, so I guess anything could happen with the football team. I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
They get the right number out there. I guess it could happen. It's just a lot of big names that are very unlikely candidates in my mind. And I could also see him if somehow Bobby turns it around as well as he can this season, just giving it to him. So,
yeah.
I real quick, I wanted to bring up the John Calipari thing because before they hired John Calipari, you would have said there's no way we hired John Calipari.
No,
so just keep that, I mean, there are names out there that you think there's no way of them getting, but given the previous history of basketball, you never know. You might just go out there. I mean, when you have JB Hunt, Walmart, and Tyson in your back pocket, like you should be able to get anybody you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, exactly. And that's why I'm not completely ruling it out.
Yeah.
Past years, I guess Arkansas history, there's you'd think, no chance that that's going to happen. But they got Calipari on when that was nowhere on the radar. I thought it was nowhere on the radar when they got him. So I guess there is a number out there, and the thing about Arkansas is they can afford it. Well, especially with those three names backing it up. So I guess anything is possible. It's just kind of wait and see right now. So
yeah. I wouldn't mind to see old Kirby to call up Sam and come be the O-line coach again, but I guess we'll just kind
Yeah,
of have to see what happens.
I don't. He's always said ever since he got the job, 6 years ago, he's like, "This is my last stop. Whenever this is done, I'm retiring
Yeah.
and going to the lake." And he said that now he may change his mind, but
Yeah.
that's always been what he said is this is where he's always wanted to be. He got the opportunity when it's done and over with, and he's done. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's we'll go through some games just real briefly here from last week and then hop into this week. First one, start off here with Virginia upsets Florida State. I thought Virginia played extremely well offensively and defensively. Chandler Morris is a very experienced quarterback, balled out. Virginia's a legit team. They can definitely it seems like they can definitely make a run here towards the ACC championship game. But yeah, I mean, great game from them. Also, we'll talk about Alabama, Georgia here. Man, Alabama they've really turned it around on the offensive side of the ball here. I believe they were like 10 for 10 on third downs to start the game or something ridiculous. But Jose, what'd you see out of that game?
I'll tell you what, if Ty Simpson keeps playing like that, he's going to work his way into some individual accolades at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can make the argument right now. He's a top 5 quarterback in the country. Like,
yeah,
who's better?
Yeah.
He looked amazing. The last few games he's looked really good post Florida State, but obviously it was against some really really poor competition. But to go into Athens and look like that, keep in mind he should have had more passing yards. Ryan Williams dropped a wide open touchdown in the first drive of the game.
Yeah.
He's looked phenomenal. So credit to DeBoer, credit to the entire Alabama team. This is the second year in a row now that DeBoer has absolutely whooped Kirby Smart from the X's and O's standpoint, at least in the first half. And I'll give credit to Georgia too. Like, they fought back in that game. I thought after the first few drives, I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be Bama all day." Georgia did come back, made it competitive. Really solid game of football, but really impressed with Bama overall. And Ty Simpson looks great.
Yeah, both teams showed me a lot that game. Alabama's offense is really clicking. I was happy with how Georgia kind of fought back there, made some adjustments, and kind of finally got things going. Reminded me a lot of the Georgia team from last year where they were slow to begin, and then they always got going in the second half. Ohio State, Washington. Why did you ever doubt the Buckeyes, man? That defense is insane. That defense is playing out of their mind. That defense can win them the national championship again. I mean, you guys take away anything from that game other than the defense is just absolutely incredible?
As an honorary Buckeyes fan, I was pretty happy. As an adopted Buckeyes fan, I was pretty happy. No, I mean, Matt Patricia's got that defense humming.
Yeah, they're playing utterworldly on defense.
They get some things figured out on offense, and I mean, they're going to make a run at it again. Even if they, with the current state of their offense, their defense is going to keep them in every game. So
yeah,
I mean, they're going to have a great chance to do whatever they want.
Yeah. Yep. Ole Miss, LSU. Ole Miss takes the dub. I know Trinidad has worked his way even into the Heisman conversation at this point. I didn't watch a whole lot of this game. Did either one of you see anything out of that game?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Since Trinidad has become the quarterback, completely different team.
Yeah.
I know, the first couple of games or whatever, you're not going to be in full season form in the first couple of weeks, but when Austin Simmons was back there at quarterback, they just looked horrendous.
Yeah, you and me were watching that Kentucky game, and it was just
it was bad, dude.
Yeah,
it was really really bad. And I understand every offense is going to have their kinks and stuff, in the beginning of the season, but it looked a lot more than just trying to it looked like there was a lot more problems than just trying to get in a rhythm. Like, they weren't completing passes. Passes weren't close. They weren't getting open. They weren't being able to run the ball very well. And then, of course, when they played Arkansas, then, it opened up pretty well. But, their offense was just really struggling to move the ball at all, much less score points. So,
yeah.
I think Trinidad being able to run and extend plays as well as he does, I think has really opened that offense up, and they're humming.
Yeah.
I've seen enough with this LSU offense. They suck. They're not good.
They're trash.
Nussmeier is not good. I don't know what happened to him.
I was going to bring something up real quick. Brian, our good friend Brian, messaged me this week, and it's funny because I actually saw a video on Twitter too. But something's wrong with Nussmeier. the injury from the beginning of the year, maybe, I don't know, but he does not have a lot of zip on the ball. And it was a video of him throwing a deep pass last year compared to this year, and it's just I don't know, just something's off. There's something going on. Maybe he's still injured or something, but I don't know, and he's just playing through it. But something's wrong.
Well, something has to be wrong,
Yeah.
But just the level of drop off. I mean, the way this offense looks, given the personnel this offense has, they cannot run the ball at all. Like the offensive line cannot run block. If it was up to me, I would just let Nussmeier go back there and throw the ball 50 times a game. But even then, he's not good. So yeah, a lot of problems in LSU right now. Not a lot of people were crowning these guys champions after the first couple weeks of the seasons, but their wins have not aged well at all, and just really, really bad off the showing again on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Tennessee goes down to Mississippi State, wins in overtime. That was an absolutely banger of a game. I must say I'm impressed with both teams. Mississippi State's really impressed me this year. But shout out to Tennessee pulling it out, man. They pulled it out in OT, stuck with it. This Tennessee team is probably going to hit their over win total, something that I didn't think they would hit. But they're playing good offensively, defensively, hanging in games and doing what they need to do. So. And also shout out to Mississippi State. I think they're a good ball team, and they're like this close, man. They're getting closer and closer to getting it done. We'll hop over here to Oregon Penn State real quick. Another good game. But yeah, I mean, Dan Lanning does it again. Oregon looks good on both sides of the ball. The bout blew it, but Oregon looks good on both sides of the ball. Wins in double overtime. Drew Aller still sucks. So
yes,
still sucks.
So does James Franklin.
Yeah. James Franklin.
Not being any allegations.
Yeah.
I thought we finally learned our lesson and didn't take Penn State again.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so thankful that Oregon won this game. Because if Penn State would have covered this spread, I would have been so pissed, dude. The one time we don't take them. Finally, we learn from our mistakes. Just goes to show you guys, anybody watching this thing, dude, it's never too late to learn from your mistakes, okay? Even after the 12th time, we finally, decided to bet Oregon. Thank God.
Yeah. Texas A&M wins a close one against Auburn. Texas A&M's defense and offensive line and in the trenches is they're a really good squad. I'm interested to see how much farther they'll go this year. Notre Dame absolutely smokes Arkansas. The Notre Dame offense is starting to figure something out. They're getting Jeremiah Love the ball some more. CJ Carr's kind of settling down. The defense is maybe going to. They were statistically one of the worst defenses in the league, but maybe they're figuring it out here. Maybe the offense can kind of keep them off the field, and the defense won't get tired out. And for what it's worth, the games they have lost aren't looking like too bad of losses. Miami and Texas A&M. So, they're hanging in there, playing some good ball. And the only other game I really had on here real quick, USC Illinois, Jose. I didn't watch the game, but
it's a good game.
What happened in that game?
It was a great game. It was reminiscent to the game last year at USC against Michigan, where Michigan just ran the ball every single play.
Yeah.
Illinois, for the most part, just smash mouth football. SC made a few plays, especially at the goal line. They had like a Illinois fumbled on the 1 yard line. Mm-hmm. SC got it back. A lot of BS, and for SC to even take the lead at that point. But Illinois was always the right side. Very, 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 what's the word? Like underwhelming performance, like really bad loss. But it's not a season killer. They have a chance to right the ship in a few weeks against Michigan at home. But just not the performance I think that SC was capable of producing. Although Tyler and I did pick Illinois, actually ended up betting Illinois. So we actually kind of saw that coming a little bit. But just a really, really tough loss for SC there. Got to bounce back from that one.
Well, week 5's over. We're into week 6 now, so let's start looking through some of these ball games, fellas. Like we said in the beginning, it is a week slate, but we do have some bets for you. So we'll kind of go through these. Might be a little shorter tonight, but we'll see what we got here. We'll go over the big games, and then we'll kind of give out our bets for the week and wrap it up for the night. But our first big game on the schedule here is what was it? Illinois Purdue. We want to talk about Illinois Purdue here. Illinois traveling to Purdue. Purdue's getting 9.5 points. I know I'm on Purdue here. I love this. I love Purdue. I think that they can hang here. Like I said, I think I still believe Illinois is not that good of a football team, especially to get 9.5 points on the road. So yeah, I think Purdue has a really good chance to hang around and not win the game, but cover this pretty easily. I have it closer to 6.5, 7.
Yeah, Purdue off a bye as well, but so that's key for them. Illinois off of a pretty good spot against USC. It's
Yeah,
probably a better spot here for Purdue. Um, Again, this is how you know the schedule is a little light, guys, when we have to say this is one of the bigger games of the weekend.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? But no, I agree with you. I think it's a good spot for Purdue here off the bye. Their quarterback, Ryan Brown, I thought him pretty impressive. Looked pretty good against
yeah.
SC. Really like his game against Notre Dame, too. I thought he played pretty well. So, yeah, I'll tell you on the 9.5 with Purdue there. Nothing big, but I like it.
Yeah. Moving on to Iowa State at Cincinnati. Cincinnati getting 1.5 at home. I do have to say they beat my Jayhawks last week, and they looked impressive. The defense is not great, but Brendan Sorsby is playing some good ball. Offensive line's kind of holding up there. So I don't have a play on this game. If I have a lean on Iowa State, I just think Iowa State is the more experienced, better team overall. Matt Campbell's a great coach. I would take him. Yeah, I lean on Iowa State here though. Even Cincinnati too. They just come off that grueling win against Kansas on the road. So I lean Iowa State, but no official play.
Yeah, I lean Iowa State as well. I don't know. These teams are pretty fairly evenly matched, in my opinion. So it's kind of a coin flip game, right where it is. Iowa State's been kind of lackluster offensively for me,
Good
but their
opportunity
defense is
against
playing
this.
pretty good ball. Yeah, they got a pretty good opportunity in this game. Their defense is playing pretty good. So if I had to pick one way or the other, I'd lean Iowa State as well. But coin flip game right here.
Jose, you got
Yeah, I'm going to take it out of here, boys. Cincinnati's been kind of a wagon for us this season. We bet them against Nebraska and they covered. Tyler and I had them last week against Kansas and they covered. I think Storsey's been really, really good. I really like his team. He's been able to pass the ball a lot more now. That was kind of the question coming into the game against Kansas is whether or not he can get the pass game going. It's really just been his legs. But I like what I saw out of him, the entire offense as a whole. Now I get it. Kansas defense is not even close to, maybe not half as good as what Iowa State's is. But you are playing at home here. Iowa State, for the most part, like from what I've seen out of this team, I haven't walked away feeling super impressed after the offense has been a little lackluster at points. We kind of highlighted before the season started. They lost 2 star receivers. So we thought maybe have some growth. But yeah, at home, I'm going to take Cincinnati here again. I'm going to go back to well with them. I really, really like Sorsby, boys. I think he's playing at an all Big 12 level. And I'll just keep backing him. I never really thought I'd be backing a Scott Satterfield team this often, this much.
Yeah.
But here we are, and they keep covering, they keep winning. So, yeah, I'll take Cincinnati here. And I know on DK it's -1.5. Some books do have him as the dog. If you can get him as a dog, I'd bet that.
Yeah.
But again, just because it's a weaker slate, I'm sure I'll have a little more coin on Cincinnati than I normally would.
Yeah, I will say Thorsby's been pretty impressive this year. But yeah, we'll move on here to a couple of the bigger games now. Texas, Florida, man. Texas traveling to the swamp. I want to say this is going to be, I don't know. I mean, I know this is going to be like their first real test in a few weeks, but man, I want to take Florida here. I like Florida at home. I'm struggling to get it to take it. I know DJ come out and he kind of said, the offense is this close to busting out and kind of getting things going, and once they do, they're not going to be able to be stopped. So I don't really know. I lean Florida at home here, 6.5 SEC game. Texas still hasn't shown me much. Arch hasn't shown me much. I still don't believe in them. Another thing too here is look at that over under. It's 41.5. So the books are expecting a pretty low scoring game here. Defenses to kind of step up, which Texas has a good defense, and Florida showed they have a good defense as well. I lean Florida here with the 6.5. If they can just stop committing turnovers. You know what I mean? They'll win one of these games. They'll upset someone here. It's kind of weird saying they're going to upset somebody, but it would be an upset at this point, the way that their season's been going. So I lean Florida with the 6.5. Some books have 7, so that's kind of where I'm at with this game.
I think the question for me is whether or not Florida's quit. Like if they quit, then yeah, you can't back them at all. But just by pure numbers and just taking all the mental game out of it, yeah, this should be Florida closer to +4 in my opinion. I don't really see the 7 points for Florida at home. I don't see it. Listen, Arch has only looked really good in one game, and that was against Sam Houston State, and that's like one of the worst teams in FBS. Like that's one of the worst defenses. That team is horrible. This Florida team, yes, while their offense, has got a lot of the attention for being really bad, Lagway's been really bad. Their defense has been really, really good, guys. Like this is a massive step up in competition for Arch, for Texas, for Sarkisian, for everybody. And they're playing at home. The Swamp's going to be rocking. I know they lost a couple weeks ago against Miami, which was which was a tough loss for them. But other than the LSU game, I mean, they've only lost one SEC game. That was the LSU game. Like they're still alive in the SEC. If they're still bought in, they could buy into that premise. I guess saying, you know what, guys, we've only lost one SEC game. We still have everything to play for, right? So assuming this team is still locked in mentally and obviously physically, I like Florida here. I like them quite a bit. The +210 on the money line, I don't hate that either. I don't think this line should be 6.5 or 7. It should be closer to 4 in my opinion. And again, like from a defensive standpoint, this will be the best defense Arch has played by a mile. So I'm sorry. Since the Ohio State game, this will be the best defense Arch has played by a mile. I apologize. Because they handed him some cupcake games and he still didn't take advantage, guys. He really didn't.
Yeah.
So if he goes out there and proves it against me, so be it. But last time I faded him with a good defense, I won with Ohio State, and I'll fade him again here with Florida on the road as well.
And the thing too is, we saw how he looked against Ohio State. He looked completely lost. I mean, he looked like a deer in headlights. I kind of expect that to happen again this week. Another thing too is Texas really they haven't really opened the playbook, and it's almost like they can't open the playbook with
at this point. I think it's because he can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. So they're a little more one dimensional than you would think. But Tyler, you got anything you want to add over there on the Texas Florida game?
Yeah, I like Florida as well. I've actually already bet it at 7.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at this game as kind of a rerun of the LSU Florida game, like 2 kind of lackluster offenses, 2 pretty good defenses. Florida's defense is pretty good, and if you remember in that game,
that's why that over/under is so low. Yeah,
and Florida almost covered in the LSU game. Lagway threw 5 picks, one of them being a pick 6, and they were still, just a field goal away from covering. So if their offense can do anything at all, I understand Texas has a really good defense, so that's a tall order. But I do think that they can keep this within a touchdown if they can at least get some points as far as I'm not even saying touchdowns, some field goals. I do think they're going to have a chance to win this game because I don't think Texas's offense is there at all in the swamp against a really good defense. I don't know that Arch will be able to handle it. So I do really like Florida +7.
Yeah. So we're all in agreement on Florida here. Let's move down here to Vanderbilt and Alabama, which was where game day will be. Where is it?
Yeah, it's at 2:30. It's with the.
Oh.
It's at 2:30. Yeah.
It was literally right above it. Vanderbilt, Alabama, 10.5. Vanderbilt getting 10.5. Undefeated on the year, playing some really, really good ball. Diego Pavia, we talked about him before he was at Vanderbilt. Really good quarterback. And he's showing that this year. They've been very competitive. They haven't really played anyone other than South Carolina, but they've been very competitive offensively and defensively. But this line, I believe, Jose, you opened at 13, 14. Yeah, 13, 14. That's all the way down to 10.5 here. How you feel about this game, Jose? I'm going to let you start this one out because I know you really like Alabama a lot this year.
I do. I like Bama a lot. I like what I saw again out of Ty Simpson last week. The whole team looked really good. The offense looked better. That being said, I don't understand why this line is 10.5, to be honest with you guys. I think this is a smash mouth Vanderbilt cover here. I'm really, really surprised they're giving you this many points. Listen, last week against Georgia, Bama's defense looked okay, I guess, but where they really struggled was running against the run. Like Georgia was able to move the ball on the ground. They had some really big plays on the ground. I can't remember his first name. I know his last name is Bowens. John, if you know what I'm talking about, the running back.
Yeah.
I thought he looked phenomenal, really, really good. Stockton was able to move the pocket a little bit, use his legs as well. We've seen Bama struggle against the run against Florida State, right? Opening week, Florida State was able to do what they want on the ground. Well, now you're playing against a team that probably is one of the best running teams in the SEC and maybe in the country in Vanderbilt. You know, Pavia, Cedric Alexander, just this whole team, Vanderbilt team makeup is predicated on running the ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, and at some point, you almost treat this Vanderbilt team like a service academy, right? With Navy and Air Force and Army, how they just run the ball nonstop in different packages. That's kind of how I look at this Vanderbilt team. So I don't really see how you could bet Bama here and be confident they're going to cover this 10.5 spread, given the fact they've struggled so much against the run this year. Again, even last week, even though they won the game, Georgia was able to run the ball on them and break out some pretty big gains throughout that matchup. So I like Vanderbilt quite a bit. I don't think they should be 10.5. They should be like 7 in my opinion. And yeah, I'll back Diego Pavia one last time against Bama. Everybody knows they won outright last year. So if you want to play the revenge angle factor, sure, I understand it. But just from a pure X's and O's and personnel standpoint, I really think Vanderbilt should be able to hang in this game, guys. And again, another game where I don't hate the money line. Bama has not shown us the ability to stop the run, and that's what Vanderbilt's going to do all day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take Vandy here. I like it quite a bit, and I'm sure I'll have some good coin on this one as well.
Yeah. Diego Pavia's got 294 rushing yards on the year. Vanderbilt's the leading rusher, with Alexander right behind him at 243 and Young right behind him at 211. So these guys, they just run the ball. I think the key for Alabama here is going to be that they're going to have to contain Pavia. They're going to have to QB spy him, whatever they need to do. But that's going to open it up for the running backs. But yeah, Tyler, what are you thinking on this game?
I'm leaning Vanderbilt right now. I'm not 100% sold, I don't think. But as of right now, leaning Vanderbilt. That's the one concerning thing, of what Vanderbilt does so good and what Alabama is struggling at right now. But I also think that Alabama's offense is kind of humming right now. So I don't know if Vanderbilt will be able to keep up with Bama's offense if they're clicking, and the revenge factor at home deal from last year. I assume they're probably pretty pissed. So
Yeah.
I would, but as of right now, I would lean Vanderbilt. I'll probably end up taking it, but I don't feel 100% in it as of right now, to be honest with you.
Vanderbilt really hasn't played anyone all year, and
They really have.
I will say last week against Utah State, they actually kind of like a little bit scary. Utah State was able to move the ball and move it pretty easily there for a while, but then Vanderbilt kind of pulled away there in the second half. So it's interesting to see, if Alabama's defense can really step up here and show some resistance against the run, how Vanderbilt reacts to that and what happens. But yeah, no play for me. Jose's on Vanderbilt. Tyler leads Vanderbilt. Last game, and then we'll get into our bets here, is going to be Miami at Florida State. Florida State's getting 4.5. I believe it was 6.5 when it first opened. No play for me officially, but Tyler, I'll kind of let you start off with this one. You got any play, or what are you thinking about this game here, Miami at Florida State?
I haven't bet anything yet. I will be betting this game, just off principle. But I think, I'll call me crazy, I kind of want to lean Florida State on this one, and I may waffle back and forth, but I kind of want to lean Florida State here at home. Like, I know, a lot of people look at the Virginia loss as a bad loss, and I guess in a way it kind of is. But Virginia's also one of those teams that we highlighted at the beginning of the season. So, like, hey, watch out. If it wasn't for their head coach, we were us not being a fan of their head coach, like, this team would be really good, and they still are really good. They've got a really good offense. That was the team, one of the teams that we highlighted coming in. I know Carson Beck has looked pretty decent so far up to this point in time, but I'm still not a Carson Beck fan. I'm just not. And I think that this will kind of be a heavyweight matchup, back and forth, field goal game, one way or the other. And in doing that, I would have to lean Florida State at home. But I do not feel great about it at all.
Yeah. Do not feel great. The Carson Beck thing, he has played good for me, but I do think it's a lot of the pieces around him. It's kind of like Will Howard last year at Ohio State. You just got to get your playmakers the ball, and it shouldn't be that hard with the offensive line they have, and as many opportunities as they get with the good defense they have. So yeah, I think Miami's defense that's going to be the key here. Is Miami's defense is going to really have to play well and contain Castellanos in the run game. Jose, what are you thinking here?
I'll take the U, -4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like when I want to bet a team, right? When I'm looking at betting some of these elite teams, I want to say what's one thing that I can consistently count on. And for me, that's always been the offensive line. If you have a good offensive line, it's going to travel regardless of where you're playing at, right? And I think Miami has the best offensive line in the country. I've seen enough out of them so far. They look really, really good. A really united offensive line, a lot of talent on there, a lot of 5-star kids on there. And you put Carson Beck behind that offensive line, he's going to look a lot better, than what he is. I'm not the biggest Carson Beck guy either, but so far from what he's shown me this season, the experience has shown up well, and again, just making the right plays. That Notre Dame win isn't aging as well as maybe Miami fans would have liked, given how bad Notre Dame's defense is. But even still, like Jeremiah Love, you remember, did not do much in that game against Miami. Jadarian Price played okay, but for the most part, that was a pretty comfortable Miami win until the very end, right when Notre Dame made some flurry. And again, just given that run defense against Notre Dame and those kind of running backs, I think they should hold up well against Florida State. You're right; it's on the road. That's going to be tough, right? That's a rivalry game, very, very hard. It's going to be tough to lay that kind of point on the road here, but I feel comfortable doing it again, just given how good that Miami offensive line and the defensive line has looked really good too. Ruben Bain will probably be a top 5, top 10 pick in the draft. He's a dog. Again, a lot of talent on the Miami team, and for good reason. They spent a lot of money, a lot of NIL dollars on that roster as a whole. These are the kind of games that got to show up, right? So I'll drop the 4.5 here. I think it probably closes closer to 5.5 ish. So if you want to bet Florida State, maybe wait a second or two. I'm just predicting it's going to go Miami's way. But this should be a good game, a game that I pretty much will bet to because it's the best game of the weekend. And I don't even think it's close. This is by far the best game of the weekend, at least on paper. But yeah, I'll take the U here. I'll drop the points. Don't love it, but again, just given the slate, given the circumstance of the week, it'll probably be the game that I have the most coin on. But I'll bet on the offensive line and see what happens from there.
Yeah, I think I lean Miami as well here, just for defensive purposes. I think their defense is going to be too much for Florida State. They're going to struggle to move the ball, and their defense really didn't show much against Virginia for me, and Miami's offense is way better. So I lean Miami as well here. But with that being said, we'll get into our bets for this week, our dogs, and we'll close this thing out. Sorry for a little bit shorter episode. It's just kind of a week slate, and we don't have as much to talk about tonight. And that will happen here and there. I'll go ahead and start out with my bets of the week. I'm on Delaware, -2.5 for the Friday night game. I love Delaware. Blue Hens got a really good defense, playing at home. They're a real contender this year. I'm on Purdue +9.5. Love that play. I'm on UGA here, a little bit bigger spread, but I like them to bounce back here against Kentucky at home, -20.5. I don't like taking big spreads with UGA, but this kind of fits the role of bouncing back here against Alabama, letting some frustration out, just running it down their throat like a 38-0 type of game. So I'm on UGA -20.5. I'm also on Notre Dame -19.5, playing Boise. I think Notre Dame's defense is going to be too much for Boise here. I think that they might have found something, and they're getting in a rhythm, and the offense is moving the ball and scoring a lot of points. And then the last 2 plays for me here, I got a small play on Appalachian State at home, playing Oregon State. Oregon State's a corpse. They're traveling all the way across the country here to play Appalachian State at home. Appalachian State's -1. So I'll take Appalachian State here to win that game. And my favorite play of the week here, I know a lot of people are in Washington. I've been down on Washington. I'm still down on Washington. I like Maryland a lot at home. Maryland, my biggest play of the week, +5.5. I bet it again at +6.5. So I'm all over Maryland here. They're also my dog of the week. Maryland to win outright. I love Maryland. I think they get it done at home. Washington traveling all the way across the country. Maryland's got a good ball team, good quarterback, and I think it'll be a shootout, but Maryland wins outright. So give me Maryland on the money line and the spread. My dog of the week.
That's one all in on Mike Loxley, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start off with the SEC plays. I like Florida getting 6.5. I like that one a lot. Like Vandy getting 10.5. Cincinnati getting that 1 point. I'll just say money line for the purposes of here, depending on where you shop at. There's a big game Saturday night. Our former team, and then against a team that we've kind of jumped in the bandwagon on now. Duke at Cal, really big ACC game because there's not a lot of team. Yeah, like there's besides, I guess. I mean, I don't even know Miami. Like, who else has really separated themselves in the ACC? Like, all these other teams have a chance to be that second team.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take our guy again. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but we're gonna call him JKS. Getting 3 points at home as a dog. Are you kidding me? With that, with that talent, there's no way I'm not going to take Cal here, dude. So
Yeah.
This kind of reminiscent of that Minnesota game a few weeks ago. We bet Minnesota and Cal was a home dog. And as much as I like Duke, Duke is not better than Minnesota. Minnesota has a better football team. So the fact that it's the same spread is trying to tell me that those teams are even. No way. I'll take Cal getting 3 points all day. That's going to be a hell of a game to end your night with. And our man's going to put on a show. I guarantee you that right now. So that should be a fun end to your college football night. So I'll take Cal as well. Also want to take, and I had it written down right here, and I just lost it. Louisville minus 6.5 against Virginia. Look, that was a hell of a win for Virginia. We talked about it, but this Louisville team probably is the second best team in the ACC now, given how bad Clemson's look. And I'm just still not convinced on Florida State. Great opportunity for them, and a real letdown spot for Virginia off that home double overtime dramatic win. Now you got to go on the road to Louisville, play a good ball club. I think Louisville gets it done there. Not the biggest card for me, but
good spot play. Who's your dog this week?
The Gators plus
Gators.
210.
Oh,
he's got to prove it to me.
Just real quickly. Speaking of that, I love betting these games where especially the ACC, where these teams are traveling across the country. You're talking about Duke traveling to California here.
That's going to be like a.
I just love it. Like the Oregon State traveling to Maryland. I mean, it's just like I love betting those games.
Yeah, that body clock for Duke's going to be way off. I mean, again,
off.
It does feel a little trappy to me. I'm not going to lie. I don't really know why Cal's the dog in this game, but I don't care. I bet on them before in this situation. They came through for me, and they got the better quarterback.
Yeah. There's another one, too. Go ahead, Tyler. I'm going to scroll through here real quick, but there was another one, too.
Cal was one of the games that I was going to talk about as well. I've already bet it. It's going to be my dog of the week as well. Look, Cal's a freaking good football team. They are. And they're a team I need to apologize to because I kind of wrote them off. I really did. But they are playing some really good ball right now. Like what you referenced, that Minnesota game. I absolutely think Minnesota's a better team than Duke is right now. Minnesota's a good football team. They went to Cal and lost. And you talked about the cross-country road trip. Like, I don't remember what the record was last year, but like East Coast to West Coast or vice versa, those teams are always lost. It's hard. It's hard on a team to travel across the country like that and win the game. So I'm going to be on Cal as my dog of the week as well. And so far, the two games I bet other than that are Florida plus 7 and Purdue plus 9.5. I will be betting Alabama Vanderbilt game. I will be betting Miami Florida State. So follow us on action so you can see what we take there. But
why is Cal a dog? Why are they a dog, Tyler?
I don't know.
Is it a trap? Is it a trap?
Probably.
I think it's just because Duke played it lights out last week, but. I'm scared.
I'm going to take it because they came through for me before, but I just don't understand why Cal's a dog here.
Yeah, I don't either.
But yeah, it is a real thing. I mean, and it's something I look for when I'm placing bets. You guys, you got to learn tips, tricks, strategies, and one for me is spot plays, which is that Louisville Virginia game. That's a big spot play.
Yes.
Traveling across country, you look at Duke, Cal, Oregon State, Appalachian State. Washington, Maryland. I mean, there's all kinds of tips, tricks, trends out there, and y'all gotta learn them. And listen here to us. We'll point them out too. So, but that's our dogs of the week. There, we got Cal, Florida, and Maryland. All of our plays can be found on Action Network at jhumphrey25, Jose808, the _Boulevard, and Tyler Lyles. 918 over on Action Network. That's all of our plays. We also post on Reddit and X. But we appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. A little bit shorter episode. I think the slate's a little better next week, and we'll have a little bit longer episode for y'all. I'm just gonna say it real quick. College basketball is getting close. I'm excited.
Sure
I'm
is.
gonna do a preview show here in a couple weeks. Break down some conferences who I like this year. Hopefully Jose can maybe join me this year on it, because he absolutely killed college basketball as well last year. So we had a really good college basketball. It's coming up though, but right now we're all college football, and we're loving it. We're having a good year. So y'all keep sticking with us here, tuning in. We appreciate the love and support. Give us a follow, like it, subscribe, whatever. It all helps us. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.